Hey guys, welcome to Streaming Reviews, and this week we are looking at Arcane, which is a surprise League of Legends video game, movie, or series, multiple hours. Could this be the best adaptation of a video game? Because those have been notoriously bad, except for Sonic was pretty good.
Well, the only
Pikachu was pretty good.
The only
Mario
thing I
Bros.
know from League of Legends
Super
is
Mario.
to stay away from it, and everyone is toxic. According to
Correct.
this guy, that's the only thing I know.
Joe, I enjoyed the hell out of League of Legends
Playing
when
League
I
of
played,
Legends?
but I
That was, like,
stopped
years
at,
ago.
not for reasons that I was mad at the community and shit. Like I stopped. Oh, I played that one mode that they canceled a long time ago, the domination or something. It was like it was a real quick team fight. Did you never play it?
Oh, I did. Yeah, I played.
What was it called?
Yeah,
played everything.
the
was
twisted
Domination?
tree line was the one where there's one in the very center and you attack.
No, it's just a circle map, and they couldn't balance the champions because the champions were balanced for the lane fighting and stuff. This was somebody will tell me in the comments. That's what I used to play the fuck out of, and then I'd play Summoner's Rift every once in a while through the lanes, but I'd get our team killed because I'm too aggressive. Anyways, so I like League of Legends, is what I'm saying. So I was excited when I heard that there was going to be a series. But when I saw who it was going to center around, it's I think it's Jinx and Vi, and I was like, a little less excited. It's like, I'm not really interested in those particular characters. However, said, it's video game content, we review stuff, let's check it out anyway. In just 2 fucking minutes of the first episode, I could feel that this series was competently written. There was more emotion in those 2 minutes than there was in the entire 5-hour Call of Duty fucking game, right? I cared more about those 2 characters, Vi and a Jinx, who is called Powder, than I did any of those characters. And I really, really like Arcane. I thought that these 3 episodes were fucking premium. They were awesome. What did you guys think?
Me knowing nothing of the League of Legends, I thought this was actually a pretty good show.
All right.
I'm enjoying it so far.
Yeah.
I like the use of like the animation.
Yeah, the animation
is
is
kind of
really
different,
cool.
but like I like it.
So it's like a painted image on every frame, but yet it moves.
Yeah,
and it
that's
has,
like it kind of felt like a comic book
Yeah.
come to life or something like that. I like that, and then I like
I would just watch it just for that, even if the series was kind of poor. But the fact that it's combined with really good writing and situations makes it all that.
yeah, I like the world they also build. Like you got the
Yeah.
underground, dirty, and whatever.
And it's only
and
one of many worlds they've
Right,
got
so
to
this
do.
is,
Up top, it
this is
kinda
a
reminds
story of
me
the
of,
2 cities.
BioShock up top. So
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying this.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I love.
Okay, wait.
Okay.
So that was the non-League of Legends guys.
Yeah.
You are the League of Legends
Yeah.
guy amongst us. What did you think?
The people who work for Riot Games to make their music videos, and their promotional video content are insanely talented people that always do a very good job. So I had high expectations, and they met them. So the people who suck at Riot are the balance team, the character design team, and the community managers. Those people are terrible. Everyone else who is very talented, and so they do like promotional videos to like introduce the new seasons that are like 3-4 minute long things that are better than
I see those.
movies
Those are
that
pretty
we
cool.
see.
I got their name here. Well executed overall, well done. Fortich Productions, financed by Riot Games, and I was like, it's not really Riot
Mark
Games,
Merrill's
it's
name's
Fortich.
Yeah, his name's
Productions.
stamped all over it because that's how that works.
Right, and all the credit goes to Riot Games. Well, I wanted to call out them
Yeah.
by name because they did the Jinx video when she came out. The
Get Jinx music video.
Jinx music video. They're doing other animation. They did Groot and Rocket for Disney. They're like little 2-minute long YouTube videos. You can watch every single episode they release. Those are really good too. And now the League of Legends series. And it felt like it came from a storied, amazing animation studio that has a long history. Nope, these are new guys, and they nailed it.
Yeah, the pool of lore that they have to pull from is actually really, really deep. So I think this is a really interesting story, and it's kind of interesting because there's so many little Easter eggs for people. Like, I've been playing the game nonstop for almost since its very beginning, and so it's like, oh, that's that character, and you guys don't know who it is. It's like, that's that character, and so I'm glad to see that you guys like
know
it.
the original, like when I was playing, there was like fucking 20 or 30 characters. Now there's over 150, Joe.
Yeah, it's a lot, and the new ones are bad.
And you see references to other characters.
Oh yeah, there's
in
a
there?
ton of there's a ton of ones where like there's characters that will turn into like throw away characters that will turn
I
into other
want some
characters.
of the characters I like to show up, but I don't think they ever will. Like Cho'Gath and fucking Darius, or who's the guy with the huge axe?
Darius is coming. There's got to be there's a noxious a new season that's going to be.
Pantheon, I want.
Yeah, I mean there's different worlds, right? There's like the evil world that's over there. There's the anti-magic like paladin area like
And
versus
if this
the wizards.
is so good, just focusing on Piltover and Zon. So Zon is like the underworld, and Piltover is like
The
a
upper
nice,
class.
bright upper class. Exactly. And the story centers on those two, the conflict between those two cities, and then grounded and given heart by families and relationships, mainly centered on V and Jinx. Jinx being Powder, and their father figure Vander, and then some new characters that we've not seen before. Because I went through the character roster, I was like, "Who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, I didn't think
Silco or something?" He's the villain of this particular series. Now he is working with a somebody who I do remember from League of Legends, Singed. So Singed is that right hand man of his that's creating all the weird, concoctions and shit. But yeah, so. I just thought it was fucking, great. Good action, bloody fights. They curse a lot,
That's
too.
what caught me off guard too, because I was like, okay, it's just gonna be like some.
Little,
But it's like, oh shit, it's fucking dark. I
no,
was like,
it's dark.
People dying. She shot someone
And
in the
she
face.
yeah, it's like so much blood. I was
Yeah.
like, this is awesome.
This fucking cool. It's not made for children.
yeah,
It's not made for
that's
children.
what caught me off guard. I was like,
yeah.
okay,
So-
I'm along for this.
Yeah, I'm very, very happy. Now, I will say I dislike the music in the series. The intro animation or the intro song, fucking hate
I
it.
skip it.
Yeah, skip it every time. It's not like a lot of animes where I love it, and I'm into shitty songs because I love a lot of anime intros and the anime outros, and a lot of those songs are ridiculous. I just didn't like the intro song, and I didn't like how all the music in the series is contemporary kind of music. It doesn't. It just really doesn't fit for me. But that is such a small complaint when you get so many things right, and one little thing, it's a personal preference. It doesn't take away from it at all. I highly recommend you go out and see it. Really good lines like. They're in a fight, and I just believe all the characters, want to see how that ends, because she's fighting somebody, and they get the upper hand on him, and the guy's vindictive, and he wants to do something. He wants to shoot her or something.
He pulls out a knife.
He pulls out a knife or something, and I remember saying, "You want to see how that ends?" It's such a good line. I was like, and I took her serious because she just finished, and just the cast and crew of characters were really cool. I liked. You got your Vegeta-like dude who, what's this guy's name? Forget his name, and then a bigger guy. And you got like the fat guy, the Vegeta guy, the plucky people who surround. They're friends as they were growing up. And it's cool. And even if you don't know shit about the League of
You'll still
Legends
enjoy
lore,
it.
you will still enjoy it. So I found the name. So Vegeta-looking dude was Milo. The fat guy is Clagor. And you got Powder and you got V. And they're kind of like a little group of little thieves and, little... they go out and they make mischief, and this mischief is centered around some magic that is being brought back into the universe. Piltover thinks it's dangerous. Zon wants to harness it. It's hex tech. Jace is developing this, and he gets help from another character, Victor. Unexpected help. While the council's trying to suppress it, and they try to continue to develop it, shit happens, and shit is going out of control, and then we also have the villain Silco, and we want to, and then his conflict with Vander, and we get some sad stories, some sad situations, some unexpected deaths in this series. Really gives it that Game of Thrones kind of gravitas. Wow. I mean, all this from a 12-year-old game, they really did their work on this, and I just loved it. darker tone, not too dark, not grim dark,
Not
or
too dark
like
that you can't see.
adult adult fantasy. Which I thought, man, this inspires me. Games Workshop should hire these guys to do motherfucking grim dark in this style. Would be so fucking awesome. But anyways, let's go ahead and make it a shorter one, and we'll try to break it down episode by episode because they're releasing them oddly.
3 at a time.
Usually Netflix just releases them all, but I guess they want to build
They
up.
haven't been doing that lately, though. I got to wait every week for a Great British Bake Off. It's fucking horseshit.
That's different.
It's not different. It's the same stuff.
But I do want to also give credit. I hate it because I want to see all the champions that I like from when I was playing things, and I see none of them, right? But narrowing the focus to a few key, champions in this conflict, and, and a few ones here and there was smart. It could be disappointing for some, but this was the right move because you have to pay respect to your lore, and this is what the series does so well. So it gives these characters so much life that even I now want to go back and play League of Legends. I'm so surprised. You're shaking your head no.
Do
but
it. See
I
what
played a
happens.
bunch of
I
games
wanna
last
fucking
night.
play
Like, I
it.
got roped back in,
And
oh,
I want to
man.
see. I bet you it's going to be so hilarious. All the numbers on those champions are probably going up. The ones that are in the series. Heimerdinger, probably a lot more people are playing him.
Jinx, there was a lot of
V, Caitlyn,
Lots of
Jace.
Caitlyn.
I saw this funny thing where it's like way more people are playing Jace, but his win rate went way
Yeah,
down
yeah.
because he's a hard character to play as, and you don't really think you're just if you don't get your shit fucking right, so his win rate took a dump. But it means more people are playing him, more unexperienced people. Anyways, that's just cool, and there's 150 champions.
Well, there's going to be 6
So-
seasons minimum.
There's an unlimited amount of lore here. Now, you say 6 seasons. That's not written contract. You're just thinking that it's
doing
big enough.
I
to
think
do.
it's doing well enough.
I want it to do better. Go and watch it.
Yeah, I think it's doing well enough, and there's such a deep pool of lore that even if they just focus on the individual regions and then eventually have some conflict between the regions, you easily cover 6 seasons.
Do you think that they're going to do this lame thing where it's like, now we're going to do the games, and then like they kind of do the games? Is that in the world? Is in the world? It's like, the games are a thing. Summoner's Rift is a thing, and all the different countries or regions put in their
but like that, it's
champions.
not like written when you're reading the lore of the characters. It's not like written in where it's like a super important thing. It's more like the backstories, and I think they're probably just going to focus more on like the backstories. of
Right,
this.
because it's
Yeah.
amazing how loose the story was, Joe, when this thing first started, and now it's like,
Well, yeah, they were-
this thing is going to solidify it. Anyway, let's go ahead and review the first 3 episodes. Episode 1 obviously sets up the crew and mainly
heist.
focuses on Jinx and Powder as they're growing up. What did you got? What would you rate this first episode?
The first one I would probably go with like an 8 or a 9.
Well, give me.
I'm thinking I'm gonna give that one an 8.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know what was going on. I was getting a feel for it. I was like, all right, this is pretty cool. But later ones started picking up for me.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, it's super hard for me to remember. I watched all 3 all at the same time, and then I watched the second 3 all at the same time.
The first one has the setup of them stealing stuff from the laboratory.
Yeah.
And the kids
And the
exit. They get
explosion.
in a fight in the streets with the people.
Oh, the
And
fight is in there? Okay.
The fight is in
Yeah.
there. And then they get out of that, and they learn more about Vander, who used to be this badass, and he's controlling. And then the Piltover comes down. Who the fuck did this? Who stole it? And they're kind of hiding.
Yeah, I would probably give this one a 9. There's probably the extra push on score for me is probably like, oh, I know what that is, I know what that is, I know what that is, and you're looking and you kind of know the potentials of some of these characters and who's going to be important and who's not important. So, probably 9.
I would also give this a 9 out of 10. I thought this was. I actually went into it like I don't care. Now I care. Especially with the champions V and Powder. Like, I don't play those characters, and I don't really care. And it made me care, and I'm like, okay, good. Let's go. And then episode 2, the council outcasts Jace. And Victor and Jace kind of ally to continue this research around the Hextech. Because Heimerdinger is like, no, I've seen what this does, and I don't want you to continue
dangerous.
this. Then
Damn
you
Dumber.
have the conflict of cities starting to ramp up. Well, let's fight them back, and how dare they tell us what to do? Fuck them. And it's like, well, you know what happened last time, blah, blah, blah. And then
Is that what the guards are finding the kids, right?
yeah, and Jinx or Powder kind of fucked up the fight last time. Remember, she got separated from the group and lost the loot, right? And so they were mad at her, and she's like, "This time it's gonna work." And so she puts together new bombs, and I'm like, Jinx, why the fuck don't you test the bombs before going
When I
into
first
battle?
saw that, I was
she's
like,
like,
"It'll
"It'll
work
work this time."
because they blow up.
No,
Well, yeah,
you
she
can
put
test it
fucking
in a
nails in there. I
field.
was like, holy shit, she's looking to kill someone.
Yeah.
When I
Yeah,
first
Yeah,
saw
they are
that,
looking to kill people.
I was like, holy shit. That's was like, all right, that's a
They
total
don't
good
work.
setup.
Yeah.
I like it.
And then they send this message. There's like, they barge into the bar. There's like, Jealous who did this. And then a message does show up and footsteps approach. It's just super easy to follow for somebody who doesn't know. It's like,
Yeah.
Piltover wants blood. Somebody has to go down for breaking into this place and taking shit. And, this underground city is tired of being pushed around and stop fucking telling us what to do. We didn't do it. Get the fuck out of here.
We need
And
to
then
rise
in
up
order
and fight.
to sort of calm this thing, Vander decides to kind of give himself up. But that's episode 3. So episode 2, what did you guys think?
For me, that one's going to be a 9.
So you really like the thing between Victor and Jace, where they're kind of discovering things together,
Yes.
going on this own adventure of them. So while it's focusing on V and Jinx, it also focuses on Victor and Jace. What do you think?
I think the Jason Victor stuff is a little slower than I would like. I mean, it's like I know who these characters are, and I want them to kind of get to the, in my opinion, the good part of their lore, and because they're building up into something. That's the slow build that I think at the very end of the series they get to kind of come into their own. So I'm a little anxious to get going, but I still really like this episode. Yeah. I think I also like an 8 or a 9. I don't remember if there's
Still good.
yeah, still very good. I don't exactly
We're
remember.
a little late on the review. Sorry, guys.
8.
Okay.
I don't
yeah.
remember.
I also give it an 8 as well. And I do remember, and I think that it was solid as hell. It's just that first episode really set things up, surprised me, got over my grumpiness, so I'm giving a little extra. And then this one was solid as hell, too. Now, episode 3 goes really high for me. So Vander is the one that has to be given up for the pound of flesh, but then surprise attack. They were kind of betrayed by the Silco, who has been set up in the previous episodes in his own little scenes. Surprise attack. He is transformed Deckard, who was the bully in the schoolyard, wanting more power. They give him this juice, which turns him into a monster. So Victor sort of helps Jace as well with the Hex tech, and they have different methods. And you can tell that this is eventually going to lead to conflict between the two. But right now, they're all gung-ho, and they're all happy with each other. But I can tell Victor probably will push things further than Jace, and then they'll probably fight each other over different methods. And then also, let's see. So the... Silco is using Shimmer, is what they call it. I don't remember because I haven't played League of Legends in a long time. Is there a Shimmer thing?
It's not called Shimmer, but a lot of people have stuff that gets injected. They're drinking potions.
And Silco's whole thing is he wants respect for Zahn. A long time ago, Vander and him were on the same side fighting against Piltover, and then they have different methods, and Vander just fucking brutalizes him and almost murders him and kills him. And so it's not exactly, Vander's not exactly a good guy, at least in the past, but he's definitely a good guy now. And so Silco comes back wanting revenge, not only on Vander, but he wants to lead Zahn to victory into a huge conflict with Piltover, which obviously would just cause trouble for everybody. We got to stop him. So we got this big climax, and it's a last-ditch plan to not only rescue Vander, who was captured by Silco using Deckard the monster. And that was a great scene when the monster first shows up. Vander's right-hand bar guy, who's this huge dude, and you think he's going to do something, gets his ass totally kicked by this fucking huge monster moving so fast. They're like, what the fuck is going on? Well, they find out later when they go to rescue Vander, who is being tortured and captured, that, it's a transformation, a monster transformation. And this time, the group is like, let's all go and save him because they all have good hearts. But they tell Powder, stay behind. You fuck everything up. But V doesn't say that. The other people are, you are a mess up. This is too important. We don't want you hurt, too. right? And she's like, oh, I want to help. And it's such a touching story because she wants to help so much. And she decides, no, I'm going to help. She looks at the little monkey thing, which is one of her little things from the game. So she builds a new one, and as they're having a fight where V decides to pick up her father's gloves, and she's like, fucking good action scene, knocking people out, trying to stop them as the boys, Clagger and Milo, are using their skills in order to get Vander out. And it's a desperate situation, and here comes Powder, and she decides to throw a fucking bomb in there.
It works!
And it fucking works. The problem is, it worked way too well. It fucking murders everybody. And I did not see this coming. Nope. Fucking Milo is fucking dead because the rubble crushes him, and he was trying to get Vander out. Fucking Clagor takes a fucking shrapnel to the fucking head. He fucking dies. I'm like, what am I watching? This is crazy. This is a cartoon. Why are you making this like this? And then Vander is like fucked up, and V is thrown aside. Everybody's fucked up. Even Decker for a little bit, but then he gets up and he's fine because he's a fucking monster. And he beats the shit out of Vander, which has a really good scene because Vander is like a fucking pro. He goes over there. He holds his own for a few seconds, but unfortunately it's not enough. He gets killed, seemingly. He falls down, and then he decides to drink some of the liquid too in order to stop Decker. And honestly, things don't go well because obviously Vander is a fucking monster now, stops Decker, but it's sad as fuck because Vander dies after being this monster. And wow, talk about emotions. I don't even really like these League of Legends characters, and I felt it.
Same.
It was in my throat, and I felt it. You know, not only V, her father figure dying, and these characters that I liked. I liked that Vegeta Milo guy and the Clagger. They're fucking dead. They're fucking dead and gone. They're not coming back. And that
Maybe
is
with
so sad.
Magic is how
Powder fucking killed her friends.
I know.
It's tragic.
Live
Or
with
family,
that.
yeah.
The very family's the definition of tragic, and I'm not sure she knows it yet. Well, I think she does kind of see dead bodies and the result of her thing, but it's hammered home when while V is in a very emotional state after seeing her father figure dead, she turns around, she says, "This was you?" Because she comes up, she's like, "I did it, it worked," and then she just lets loose on her. She says, "You're a fuck up, you're a goddamn jinx. You know, get out of here." And then boom, you feel it. You know, more crying and more this, and so I was like, "Damn, man." And now here's one thing where it falls apart a little bit for me. She's abandoned, she's crying, but how she just hugs Silco and then says that V isn't her sister anymore, which is a bit too far, you know, too sudden of a transition for me. I understand, but maybe they can rely on the fact that she's a kid and kids are impulsive, and she just needed somebody to attach to at that time. But for me, it was just a little bit too much because I think that she would try to multiple times with her sister and get rejected multiple times. Then I would feel it. But no, we need to rush. We need to get going. And we need to put these two on opposite sides. So Powder is now going with Zahn, and V is actually a Piltover soldier, notices what's going on, you know, with this big fight, and then actually kind of rescues her and takes her off. Assumedly, she's going to go over to the Piltover city, and you're going to have a conflict between these two. Another eye-rolling song at the end, but very well executed, very well done. Fortich Productions, amazing.
Yep.
So this one, what would you rate it?
I would say this one was a 10 for me. I thought it was a great story, had a lot of emotion, a lot of action. I saw this one, like the battle scene again. I was like, man, that was fucking amazing.
Fucking
So,
awesome.
10
dude.
for me.
And the animation is working.
Yeah.
It's this 2D, 3D mixture, like these paintings, and then it's awesome to look at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really like these characters. I do like Vi. I do like Jinx.
Did you ever play?
Yeah, I mean, so
You play as Vi or Jinx?
Sometimes Vi is one of the jungle champions, and jungle is one of my off roles. So like if I'm not playing my main one, I'll play Vi. And then like there's a lot of content that they made of Vi that I think actually probably inspired this whole series, and it just feels so satisfying because she's got the rocket fist, right?
Yeah.
And when she's
Her father's.
when she's
Now I know
beating the
where those
shit
come
out of people, it's so satisfying. And in this one, she puts those things on, and it was great. Like I love seeing stuff like this. Yes, there's some forced aspects where it's they don't have the time to really flesh out some of the stuff, but I think it was so well done that I still have to give it a 10.
Yep, 10 here. Even though I have that small problem that she's going to embrace the bad guy person she doesn't know. She is kind of an orphan, kind of a misfit herself.
Mad.
She's mad.
He's
Mixture all that
manipulating her.
together. But the thing is, are they going to make her fucking mad now? Because she's, in the current stuff, she's like goddamn, what's her name? Harley Quinn. She's like a Harley Quinn kind of thing. And it's like, is she going to, hate her sister? But it's obviously you did fucking kill, a friend. She was invulnerable. That's going to bother me in the future. We'll see how they handle it. Maybe they handle it excellently. And but even with that thing, I still give it a 10 because I see what they're going for and I see their limitations. And given the limitations that these are literally made up fucking characters, loosely based, and then they actually have to make these characters come together and have such awesome ties for just a piece of art and a tiny backstory to actually get all this stuff working.
Doing a good job
That's
so
a
far.
fucking 10 out of 10. This lore is really cool, and I cannot wait for multiple worlds, more characters, and yeah,
Yordles.
so 10 out of 10.
What the hell's that?
Now, real quick, I just wanted to tell y'all who is actually in it. The champions, I think there's 9 so far that have shown up of the 150, more than 150. There's Jinx, Vi, Caitlyn. We've seen a young Caitlyn, and she's going to get, and we've seen glimpses of her as older in some of the trailers. Jace, Victor, though Victor, you don't recognize him because in future he's like robotic looking or something. Rise, who is this fucking badass conjurer who saved Jace, and he's in it. Heimerdinger, of course. Echo, who is the little boy, Joe. I don't know if you know this. He grows up into his own. He's one of the recent ones, or at least a new one that I never saw when I was playing.
He's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, apparently a pain in the ass. He's got a video. I watched this video. I was like, well, yeah, we'll just break his little time thing on his back because he could fight people because he could just redo time and then like find weaknesses in you and just punch that thing on his back. He's done. Anyways, Singed, who is this guy that leaves poison trails everywhere. I fucking hated him so much
Don't
when
chase.
I was playing.
Don't chase.
Don't chase. And I chased. So that's why I hated him. Anyways, so those are the ones that are in there.
And maybe Scion.
3, 4, 5, 6,
There's
7,
a lot of
8,
people. Well,
9. And then there's new characters in there. Silco is a new character. I'm curious, will they ever make a Silco champion for League of Legends in the future? Maybe there's crossover.
remember, the
in
people
that
who
way.
designed the actual game part are dumb. So no.
Am I right?
Alex says no.
Anyway, so that's it so far. I know, by the way, I should have said this in the beginning. I know there's now 6 episodes. I did say that in the beginning. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll get to those very, very soon. Thank y'all so much for watching. I highly recommend that you go out and see Arcane if you have a Netflix subscription. And
If you haven't
you're-
already.
Yeah. Even if you're not a fan of League of Legends, guys, I'm telling you to go watch it because there's a good story, good animation, and it's good. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.